I'm your number one fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
My mom and dad are gonna
I see dead people.
Hello?
Hello. You sound confused to be here.
Yeah. Well, we were just sitting there with our dicks in our hands.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to Killer Cuties Podcast. It's us.
It's us. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Well, we're here to talk about Nightbitch.
we
Starring
are.
Amy Adams.
New film.
Brand new film.
Mm-hmm.
Limited release film. Sorry about that. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought it was more widely released. I had to drive out to BFE to be able to see it.
Yeah, sorry that happened to you.
Oh, that's okay. No big deal. I got my
Well,
popcorn.
Yeah, that's the most important part of going to a movie, so.
Yeah. Snacks.
The snacks.
And I got the new, you don't experience this. Do you have Harkins?
No.
Oh, well, Harkins has these cups. You spend like $9 on them once, and then you get $3 refills forever. But there's a new one every year, and in December they start giving out the next year's cups.
You got your new cup.
So I got my 2025 cup. It's really dumb. I don't like that. Usually they're cool, but this one is just like a bunch of H's, and all the H's are different. Like one of them looks like Shrek, one of them looks like a dinosaur, one of them is like furry. I don't know. It's not as fun.
Yeah.
As years passed.
Damn.
That's okay.
Well, should we do some news before we get into the bitch?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, you start.
Okay. There's a 1975 creature feature called The Giant Spider Invasion. Well, if you've ever wanted to make a sequel to that film or a remake of that film, now is your chance. Well, technically today, at the day we're filming this, is your chance. So it's already happened. Sorry, but
you missed your chance.
Yeah, you missed your chance. Sorry. They auctioned or are auctioning right now off the rights to the film.
Oh.
Yeah, the winner will receive the rights as well as the original 35mm negative of the original film. And the spider animatronic from the original is also going up for auction. They're expected to bring in just shy of $100,000 and around $30,000 respectively. And it's happening like literally right now in Beverly Hills. So by the time you're hearing this, there'll already be a buyer. But excited to see how that plays out.
I can't believe you made me film during the auction. I could be there, Katie.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. And it's not just, I mean, it's a bunch of like horror and thriller memorabilia and
yeah. Nice.
So
that's fun. So maybe upcoming reboot of the Spider Invasion.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I hope they make a habit out of that because that would be really fun to, maybe one of these days I'll have an extra $100K laying around and I can just buy the rights to a movie.
Well, then you'd also have to have the money to make the movie.
That's what investors are for.
That's true. That's a good point.
Sometimes all you need is $100K in your dream.
That's, very true.
Yeah.
First news for me. We already know that Nope, I'm going to say that again. First news from me. We already know that Luca Guadagnino is going to be directing a new adaptation of American Psycho by Easton Ellis. And for a while, the rumor was that Jacob Elordi was the frontrunner for the lead role. However, Variety has announced that Austin Butler will be starring as Patrick Bateman instead.
Hooray.
Yeah.
And you'll have hair.
Glib. What is it? What is the Dune thing that you always say to me?
Lisan Al-Gaib?
There it is. Gaib.
That's the name of a character.
Oh, I thought it was like a cheer.
No. It's a character.
It's awkward.
Yeah. That might have been the funniest thing I've ever said. There's this guy that looks like Timothée Chalamet, and he was riding a bull very well. Like doing tricks and shit on the bull. And I sent it to you on TikTok with the caption, Lisan Yal Gaib.
Yeah, I did get the reference, but I thought it was. Is that his name in the movie?
He is the Lisan Al Gaib. Yes.
Oh, it's like a title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. How fun. Anyways, Austin Butler with hair appearing soon. I'm just glad that it's like a just a generic white boy. That's exactly who Patrick Bateman needs to be.
Yep.
For the first time in my life, I'm advocating for them to hire a basic white boy.
Yeah. Maybe he'll get like an old American accent, and he'll keep that for a little while. Kick his Elvis accent.
Oh yeah, we can only hope.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next from me. This one is actually happening now when you're listening, not now when we're recording.
Amazing.
Yes, the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, another Hollywood event. All my news is tailored exclusively to you.
Thank you.
Is going to be transformed into an immersive experience celebrating the release of Nosferatu. Yes, which, as a reminder, it releases on Christmas Day, a Wednesday.
Interesting.
Moana came out on the day before Thanksgiving. The Wednesday before. Isn't that weird that they're doing Wednesday? Whatever.
Well, it's because of the holiday.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever. Anyway.
So, like, you're not going to release a movie on Black Friday, so they do it on the Wednesday instead.
So that people can go.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving. Right. Okay, anyway. From December 16th through 18th, so you've got today and tomorrow, if you're listening to this on release day, they're going to transport guests into, quote, the gothic ambiance of the film, where you can explore the carefully curated dark spaces filled with screen-used props, occult artifacts, relics, costumes, and strange inhabitants, all while reveling in the eerie soundscape and epic score from the film's composer.
Wow.
Yes. Question.
Yes.
Is that a real cemetery? The Hollywood Forever Cemetery?
The Hollywood Forever Cemetery is a real cemetery, but it's most well known now for a thing called Cinespia, where they host movies in the cemetery and you can go and watch them.
Okay.
But yes, there are actual gravestones.
Is it like disrespectful to hold these events there, do you think?
I don't know. I want to say that it's like people who worked in the industry are buried there, so it's like to honor that.
Oh, okay.
Is like the idea behind it. I've gone. I went to see Jaws there.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Well, I got really high.
Fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a kind of like a picnicky thing. You're able to bring your own food, and I think you're allowed to bring like beer and wine as well.
Fun.
And yeah, you just get your little spot. People like camp out beforehand so that you can like get a good spot. And it's fun.
Cute.
Yeah,
we have one of those somewhere around us, but instead of a cemetery, it's a lake. So you have to BYOB. Bring your own boat.
Ooh. That'd be fun to see Jaws.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I was going to see Jurassic Park. But to your point, much more fun to see Jaws there.
Yeah. Okay. Last news for me. We are getting another Stephen King adaptation. His short story, Autopsy Room 4. Mm-hmm. It's going to be written and directed by Ranjit S. Marwah, who I don't know any of his work, but I think he's British, so he's done films overseas. But yeah, it's supposedly going to delve into the mind of a man who, after a life-threatening accident, wakes up to find himself trapped in an autopsy room. Could be fun.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't know release date or anything yet. Just we know it's getting an adaptation. So exciting news for King fans.
Lots of King stuff happening this year.
Yeah, I'm like, King fans are fed every day of the year. So
well, when you have as prolific of a body of work as he does, it's pretty easy to keep making shit out of it. Okay, last one for me. Halsey, the singer-songwriter. Was she in American Horror Story once? I think she was.
I don't know.
Either way, singer-songwriter Halsey is branching out even further into TV. She's creating a dark comedy series called Bloodlust for Amazon Prime Video. It's been in the works for a while now. We just didn't have any details. She's writing, executive producing, and serving as creator. And we've got director Ty West.
Okay.
And showrunner Mark Friedman. Halsey's not going to star in it, but yeah, it's like I said, it's been in the works for a while now. So we should get some more news here soon. The plot and everything is really under wraps still.
Yeah.
More to come.
Nice. I just looked it up. She's 9 American Horror Story.
Yeah.
But collabing with Ty West does make sense because she was in the new Maxine. So
Oh yeah,
that was him.
Ty works real fast.
He pumps it out.
He really does.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to talk about Nightbitch?
Yep.
Okay. I'll start.
Thanks.
If you haven't seen it, pause here, go watch it, and then come back.
Mhm.
Or if you don't care, here's a little tidbit of what it's about. An artist who pauses her career to be a stay at home mom seeks a new chapter in her life and encounters just that when her nightly routine takes a surreal turn and her maternal instincts begin to manifest in canine form. That's from Google. It is directed by Marielle Heller, who also wrote the screenplay, but it's based on a book called Nightbitch by Rachel Yoder. It stars Amy Adams and Scoot McNairy. Second time seeing him play an incompetent dad. I'm kidding.
He's real good
Just
at that.
joking. It currently has a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 60% critic score, and a 69, nice, audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. I couldn't find a budget for the movie. I don't know, but I do know that Searchlight Pictures spent about $25 million just on the rights to the book. So,
Jesus.
a lot of money. Yeah, it was like a huge bidding war, apparently. And I also wasn't able to find any information on what it's made so far during its limited release in select theaters. So, TBD. We don't know.
$25 million to buy the rights just to have a limited release.
Yeah.
And the one fact we found on IMDb, it was supposed to go straight to streaming on Hulu.
So, I found an interview with Heller who said that that's a lie.
Oh, crazy.
I know. I was like, wait, this is the one fact IMDb had, and you're telling me it's not true.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, the interviewer brought it up and was like, am I wrong on that? She's like, you're not wrong that the internet said that, but the internet is wrong. So she knows that it's been out there. She doesn't know why that rumor got started, but apparently she says that this release was always the plan. They just got pushed back because of the strike, but that they were always planning for a theatrical run. So who's to say?
Well, I would think Marielle Heller.
I would think so too.
Crazy. Well, don't believe everything you read on the internet, kids.
Yeah, check your sources.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even mean to check it, if I'm being honest. I just found it in the interview. I was scraping, trying to find fun facts for you guys.
Yeah, the new movies are hard to find fun facts, but we do our best.
Yeah. Well, you've read the book.
I read most of the book.
Oh, okay.
I didn't finish it.
I was gonna be like, walk us through the differences, Katie.
No,
Here I find out.
There are a lot of differences. There were 2 scenes that I was really looking forward to them going balls to the wall with. That one was not included and one was changed pretty significantly.
Okay, what were they?
So the first one that I was really looking forward to because I thought it would be very funny and I was really interested to see how they did it was when the dogs start coming around the house. The mom has this like one of those sleepless nights, and she goes outside to see the dogs and the kid comes with her and the dogs start babysitting the kid. Like giving him a bath, tucking him in bed while the mom is like resting or whatever.
Yeah.
I was really excited to see how they handled that and they just did it. And that's also about the time where it's explicitly stated in the book, not so much in the movie, that the 3 main dogs are the 3 moms from Book Babies, which like is implied in the movie, but it's much more explicit.
Not very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly did not get that from the movie until I started reading like stuff about the book afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's another thing I was looking forward to is that I was excited to see how they found breeds and people and like matched them together. I think they did an okay job with Amy Adams. Her like breed match was okay.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like the moms would like look more like dogs or the dogs would look more like the mom. I don't know.
Yeah.
And And then the other scene that I was hoping that they went balls to the wall with, that they did not, was she kills the cat in human form, not in dog form. But Yoder and Heller both said, it's probably best if we do this a little bit less aggressively. It's like one thing to put that on the page and a completely different thing to put it on screen. So, yeah.
Yeah. I read an interview with Amy Adams where she was talking about toning that scene down because she was like, it's really hard to come back from that, especially when you're showing it. And I actually was reading a lot about people who DNF'd the book because of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, what the fuck does she do to that cat?
It's crazy.
Graphic. Yeah, I've heard it's very, very graphic. And I also read an interview with Yoda herself, and she said that she's still bothered by the scene and she wasn't sure that it was written correctly.
Oh, no.
But she was like, I still feel like it's a necessary scene for both the character and the audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like, she understood why people got uncomfortable by it.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see a cat die.
Yeah.
Or read about it. Reading about it is probably worse. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. I'm wondering, in the book, is it more graphic, her transformation?
It's, yeah. Well,
okay.
No, not really.
Okay.
No, the transformation was what I was missing in the movie that she put in the book was how she was trying to repress it.
Okay.
She was like, okay, I'm going to allow myself one bark a day, which was really funny in the book.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And she doesn't do that really in the movie.
No.
But she tells the husband straight up in the book, I think I'm growing a tail.
Yeah.
And the husband's like, you're crazy, whatever, like no big deal.
Right.
But I think the like graphicness of the transformation was done similarly.
Okay. Yeah, I know Adams and Heller kind of talked about how far they wanted to go with it and how much they wanted to show of the transformation, and they both agreed they didn't want like a big special effects like American Werewolf in London type of thing, so they kind of just toned it down a bit.
Yeah, and I thought it was beautifully done, the physical transformation in that one scene where she's like actually turning into the dog.
Yeah.
Was well done, and the like little snippets of body horror we got with the hair and the fishing around and
the one scene.
Well, yeah, I guess it was just the one.
I just thought, I don't know. I think we got to that point when she starts like pulling it out, and I was like, okay, here we go. Like, It's about to start. It's gonna be like this weird body horror movie, and then they never do anything like that ever again. And so, looking back now, it just feels really out of place.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't match the tone of the rest of the movie at all. I feel like they either needed to tone that down or ramp up everything else.
Yeah. I wish they had ramped up. I wish I had ramped up.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed in the fact that they didn't really go for it. Like, this is a movie to let loose and really go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And it felt very reserved, which was surprising to me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we've said the book is not as reserved. With the transformation, it was less about like visuals and stuff and more about how she was feeling, how she didn't want it to happen. So I guess I was honestly surprised to see her like fishing around in there like that.
Yeah.
But I do wish there had been kind of more of that. There just wasn't a whole lot of horror in this movie at all.
Yeah, I think this might be like the least horror movie that we've watched.
Yeah.
It did not, besides that scene, if you had cut that, no, it almost felt like sitcom-y to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Like it felt like almost like Santa Clarita Diet, but but less horror.
Yeah. Not zombie, werewolf, and less.
And less. Yeah, less blood, less gore, but like that vibe.
Yeah.
and less funny. I was expecting this to be a little
Yes.
bit more funny.
The book is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I kind of want to read the book now because I
Yeah.
feel like maybe for the first time ever, the book did not translate well to screen.
And I was so looking forward to it. They didn't even try
Yeah.
the scenes I wanted them to translate.
Yeah.
Like the babysitting scene.
Right. Yeah,
Really
like that could
wanted
have been
that.
very fun. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the book is hard to translate to the screen or if it just wasn't done as well as it could have been. But to me, it just didn't. I think especially the internal monologuing and then
Mhm.
like this idea that some of this is happening and some of it's just in her head,
Right.
which they portray on screen, but not in a way that worked for me. And I can't really put my finger on what it was that was off about it, but something there did not work for me.
Hey, I was gonna bring that up, but exactly opposite. I thought that
Really?
I thought they did the like, this is not happening, this is happening really effectively, just with that little like 4 or 5 second like repeat. Because
The
that's
intro.
how,
I thought in the
yeah,
intro they did it well. But
with
then
the
in other
mom.
moments, yeah, so like the grocery store scene where she's like,
Yes.
"How are you?" and then she like goes into this whole rant and then she just repeats, "How are you?" again and you realize
Mhm.
like, okay, that was all in her head. That worked. But then
Yeah.
like later on, I think especially with the librarian character where it was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, she gives her this book," and then later she's like, "We don't own that book." And you think like, "Okay, now like you realize that wasn't real," but then later she also like does a little wink wink nod nod, so it's like this character just is ever changing back and forth between knowing and not knowing,
Yeah.
and I don't think that translated very well. I don't think the women in her group being the dogs translated well at all.
No,
um
that was way too subtle.
yeah, I don't know.
It's straight up in the book.
Yeah, which I got after reading a bunch of things where people were like, "Oh, other Jen and dog Jen," and I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Well, and that's another thing in the book. She doesn't even have to explicitly say it
It's
because
just known.
it's kind of like the strawberry thing. Like, oh, you smell like strawberries.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but more. So, like, oh, she had like the
Yes.
same blonde, wavy hair and perfect, like she's perfect kind of thing.
Right. That was
Right.
like the only clue they gave us in the movie.
Right.
Where it
Yeah.
was
They didn't
like,
look like them. They didn't. Yeah.
no. There was really no indication except for the strawberry scene where it was like, oh, wait, is that what they're trying to portray?
Far too subtle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised to see them get back together at the end because I hadn't gotten that far. I got right about the time that the divorce happens, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. They actually, I was reading an interview with Rachel Yoder, and she said that it was very, very important to her that Nightbitch became friends with Jen in the end
Yeah.
because she felt like almost uncomfortable when she was writing Jen because it's through the lens of the main character who sees her as this kind of cliche,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my whole life is about motherhood, and that was not how she felt. And so she didn't like that she was kind of stereotyping Jen, and she really wanted them to learn that she's a deeper character than that and she has more to offer than just this idea of what Nightbitch thinks of her.
Totally. Yeah.
So I like that. I like a movie that doesn't pit women against each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of started that way where like she's like, why am I supposed to be friends with people just because they have babies too? Which I get,
Right.
but also
Totally.
it was like,
Well,
man,
yes.
don't hate them.
Yeah. Very relatable though.
Yeah. I'm glad that you said that it was like the book was way funnier though, because I was a little bit like, oh, is it just not translating for me because I'm not a parent? But a lot of the jokes that they put in, I was like, that's just kind of sad. Like, it's not that funny.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the humor is parent humor for sure.
Yeah.
But even still, it's funnier. The book is funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I heard the whole ending is different, which I won't talk about because you haven't read it.
Oh no! Wait, no, tell me.
Well, I guess it's not all different, but the art installation is different. Like it's more graphic.
Oh yeah, that
Like
makes
she uses like actual bones from animals she's killed to create a dog skeleton, and then I think she's like actually killing bunnies on stage during the performance.
sense. Oh, I didn't know about the actually killing bunnies, but she does
I
use
think
the
so.
bones of real animals in the movie.
Yeah, it's just not like she doesn't build the skeleton of the dog with the bones. And I think it's more
Yes, she
obvious.
does. What do you mean?
Does she? I thought they were just hanging around the
Yeah, she
carousel
builds all
thing.
those, and she's doing all of the like stuffing of the animals, and she builds all the skeletons and
Yeah.
then hangs them. Yeah.
Yeah. But she does. So the bones are like she uses them to create a skeleton of a dog.
Oh, the bones of the other animals?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So the bones of the animal she kills, she puts together. And apparently it's more graphic. Like, I don't know if she like spray paints them all pretty and stuff.
Oh.
I guess it's just a much more graphic art installation.
Right. Okay.
And I think like people walked out too, and not
It wasn't
everybody
quite so
stayed.
fun.
Right. Like, not everybody was into it because of that.
Right.
Like, I think she actually like is Nightbitch during the performance.
Oh.
Yeah.
The dog?
Yes.
Oh God. That's kind of fun. Well, maybe I'll finish it because I really did like the first half. I don't know why I stopped.
Yeah.
First 2/3.
That's fair. Amy Adams read the book before it was even published.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the manuscript was brought to her publishing team, and they were like, "Hey, you want to help us with this?" And she read it, and she was like, "Absolutely, I do." So she was in. She was a fan from the start.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing that changed, just a subtle thing.
Mm-hmm.
Baby sleeps in a crate, not in a bed. In the book.
Oh, in a little cage?
Yes, little cage. She goes and buys him a crate. And
Yeah,
it
I
works.
understand why they changed that.
The Marielle Heller said specifically like America's immigration like policy alone influenced that. You don't want to see a kid in a cage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were actually putting kids in cages, so. Yeah, America.
But I think at the same time, I think that's what the book did right. The book just like went so crazy.
Yeah,
Like you're not going to put your kid in a cage. That was the point.
right.
I would put my kid on a dog bed. My kid has slept on a dog bed. Like that's normal. But the point is that she's turning into a fucking dog. That's not normal.
Yeah. Circling back kind of to the opening scene where they're at the grocery store.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty much always going to be in the middle of the movie. And then it was a last minute decision. Heller said that she was like, what if we put it at the beginning? So they moved it up kind of like a cold opening, which again, very sitcom-y. That's what it felt like to me. So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, makes sense.
I liked that one as the opening.
Yeah, I did too. It worked well.
The other opening scene, the breakfast montage,
Mm-hmm.
the director talked about that having a really percussive element to it and like kind of being really grating. Like, yeah, it's the monotony of parenting, but also like really like, you know, the noises that maybe on any day, any regular day, it wouldn't bother you. But when you're having to have those happen every day over and over again, it gets really monotonous. But anyway, they edit it really cute, I think, where there's a part where baby says 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of kicks off the percussive stuff, like music. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, that was good.
So cute. The other thing about like working with kids, that it's twins. They worked with twins, usually do. They had never acted before. The sort of casting process was very much playing with different sets of twins at a park for hours on end. And everyone sort of collectively decided to make the filming experience as fun as possible for the kids, which is great.
Yeah.
But whenever they were performing for Marielle Heller. Marielle Heller kind of built this really great relationship with them, went out of her way to, you know, be a trusted resource for them, essentially. So if they were ever looking off screen, which they did a couple times, you notice them look off screen a couple times, they were looking at Marielle Heller.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the opening scene, when they're pushing the cart down the aisle, the kid just like looks directly at the camera at one
Yes.
point. I was like, oh.
Yes. The scene where they're filming, or the scene where they're in the park and the kid gets lost. He's just on the other side of the hill or whatever. That was day 2 of filming. And Marielle Heller said that Amy Adams screaming and running directly at the kids was not fun for them. So the kids would get up and run away and scream and be like, ah, somebody chased me.
Oh.
So they had to really, it was not Amy's fault at all, she said.
Yeah.
It was just like, it's a stranger running after you. So they had to really take their time to figure out how to like gamify it for them, essentially, turn it into a game. Yeah.
I always think it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that would be so awkward.
What?
To be like holding and like kissing a kid that's not yours. I don't know. Or like to be the parent and have someone like pretending to be their mom for them. I don't know. The whole thing about it is just weird to me. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that kids shouldn't be in movies at all. That's probably pretty controversial because like how would you even make this movie? But still, yeah. I don't know. Why are kids laboring?
Yeah. I mean, of all the movies that we've seen where there's like a child mother element, I feel like this one did a really good job making it sellable. Like I even found myself thinking at one point, like, is this Amy Adams' kid? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it felt real.
Yeah, and it sounds like they really put a lot of effort into making sure that it did.
Yeah,
by making the kids comfortable, which is great. How long did it take you to realize that you didn't have names for anybody?
Not that long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact scene. I feel like something like called out and I was like, oh, did they just say her name? And then I was like, wait, I don't know her name. That was when I was like, wait, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. The reading the book, it took me hours. Not reading. I was listening to the book. It took me literally hours to realize, like, I don't know any of these people's names. But that was very intentional, obviously. And the director found it very kind of true to human nature that nobody has names. Because you kind of get lost in this, I don't know, in like the parenthood of it all. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of start identifying as Tommy's mom or Susie's mom or whatever. Like that's your identity after you have kids. So she kind of kept it that way and kept that like anonymity from the book, which I liked. Yeah.
I also read something but from Rachel Yoder, and she was talking about how the whole aspect of Nightbitch's backstory and her mom, she almost cut that because she herself comes from a Mennonite community in Ohio. And so showing that, she almost felt it was too specific. Mm. And she's like, everything else is so broad. Like, they don't have names, and they're in this indescript American neighborhood. Like, it's not ever... It's very broad. It's very, insertable. And so she felt like that was almost too specific to this otherwise very broad story.
Yeah.
But she left it in because she really wanted to carve out that Nightbitch is creating a new narrative and she's not doing what her mom did and kind of breaking that generational trauma, I guess. So,
yeah. I mean, I liked having the kind of backstory to... Like, this isn't something that's just randomly happening to one generation of women. It's kind of like passed down. There's a shared experience amongst women in this.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind those scenes.
Yeah, me neither.
I kind of forgot all about them, though, until you just said something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember that being in the book.
Oh, apparently it is.
Well. Maybe in the third that I didn't read.
Maybe, yeah. The last half, they're like, oh, also her mom's a Mennonite. Another tidbit about the author. She said that she never really planned to write a book about motherhood. It was never really in her frame of view. But then she said there was kind of a wave of books about motherhood that came. And she's like, that just really kind of opened the door for her to write her own version of it. She also said that she didn't read many of the intellectual mom books, but she knew they were confronting the topic with admirable intellect and big brain approaches, and that she knew that that would not be her approach. And I think that's funny.
So true. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Any other fun facts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Oh, did you run out?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
One, very happy to see Jessica Harper in this. She plays the librarian, and she is also the main character in the original Suspiria.
Oh,
Yeah.
who knew?
Me.
I sure didn't.
Yeah, so it was very good to see her again. Because admittedly, I have not seen a lot of her work, but love Suspiria, so spoiler for whenever we get to that.
She was really cute in this too.
Mm-hmm. Amy Adams also said that the first project that she was ever a producer on was Sharp Objects. She was the executive producer. And she said that basically made her really want to continue producing because you just get to be involved in all aspects of it. And she was very happy that she could actually have an impact on the final product versus when you're just an actor, you don't really get that much of a say. So
Yeah.
it's interesting as a Sharp Objects enjoyer.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. It's so sad to me.
I'll try again someday.
I hope.
It's just really heavy.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just talking now.
Yeah. That's all I had. I did put I did specifically say in my notes, I'm sorry for making you watch this. This definitely is not a movie for everyone.
Oh.
I was expecting much more comedy, much more gore, the outrageous behavior of the dogs. But they really pared all that back.
Yeah, I mean, I won't spoil yet what I think of it. It wasn't my favorite movie I've watched this year.
Yeah.
But it did make me want to read the book.
Good. To give it some redemption.
Yeah. I don't know, yeah. I kind of had mixed feelings about it, and I don't know. I part of it just comes from me not being a parent. So
Yeah.
I'm never going to understand what that's like, right? And it's very confusing to me because I feel like a lot of parental media is all about how terrible it is, but that you'd always do it. And there's a disconnect there where I feel like a lot of the times they're showing the bad parts of it without really ever explaining what the good parts are.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you watch a movie about Mount Everest and someone's climbing Mount Everest and they die, and it's like, well, yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? I'm like, yeah, motherhood sounds terrible. If you want to do that, great. I'm not full support. Just if you want to climb Mount Everest, but girl, you knew that this was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can't then complain about it when you die.
Right? It's come on.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think was gonna happen? Obviously, I'm talking about people who choose to become parents. There are some people with kids who did not really choose that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kept waiting, I think, for us to find out that her husband pressured her into it or something like that. And then it was just her regretting her choice to do it, which is fair. That's valid. If you think that that's a life for you and then you realize, never mind, I do want to keep my job, I think that that's a very valid thing.
Yeah.
But then her being oh, I need a separation from my husband, who really only ever supported her decision. I was wait, what did Scoot do? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like that she just needed that space, and I think she just needed to know that he could pull his weight with the kid before she stepped into that. So I did get it more once she kind of started doing her own thing, and he was like, yeah, actually the kid just threw spaghetti on the floor.
Oh. Yeah, I liked the way that they handled the relationship and the dynamic between the two of them. It was very real and effective to me.
Yeah. Last fun fact.
Okay.
Heller said that she saw some men having really adverse reactions to this movie.
Good.
And she wasn't expecting that at all, which also
Oh.
I would not expect. But she was like, oh, I just thought it was a funny movie. Like, my husband thought it was funny. And she thought that it gave equal measure to both sides. And she didn't
Yeah.
feel like the husband was really vilified at all, which I also felt. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he was a bad guy, maybe a little bit ignorant about what it takes to, like, raise a kid. But
Yeah.
I did feel like he was putting in effort. So yeah, she didn't realize that it was that polarizing, so she was kind of surprised by that reaction.
Yeah. No, that.
Well, new litmus test just dropped. Make your husband read Nightbitch or watch the movie if he has an adverse reaction. Divorce, babe.
Red flag.
Divorce.
Red flag. Well, you know what's, I maybe I shouldn't admit this, but I saw myself in both characters, honestly. Because it's a spectrum, and maybe I'm like lucky to have that spectrum because I'm sure some women don't. I'm sure some women have, 100% of Amy Adams. Well, not 100%, but that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there are days where I'm just sitting around playing video games and Dylan's doing everything. And God bless him for that. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a bad thing to admit as long as the couple has open and honest communication about what their responsibilities are. And I think it's all about just distributing the weight in a way that works for the couple, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's rate it.
Okay.
How scary did you think it was?
1 out of 5.
Yep.
Yeah, it was not very scary at all. It was a romp.
Yeah. They took
kind of.
yeah. Sort of. Yeah, they took even the like tangentially scary stuff out from the book.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't put it in the movie. So I also give it a 1.
Yeah. How sexy did you think it was?
1. Yeah, motherhood is not sexy. And this is a film about that. And even the like very uninspired sex that they showed could not bump that up at all. 1. You?
I agree. I also gave it a 1. I am terrified of motherhood, and so that does not reign sexy for me at all. And yeah, the sex scene, I guess I have to be the one to say it. Shower sex, not sexy.
That
It's
wasn't the
much
only
drier
sex
than you'd think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't use lube in the shower. You'll fall.
Too slippery.
Been there, done that.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, that's very traumatic. Not even the most traumatic sex thing in the shower that's happened to me.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
You don't have to share.
I shan't.
DM me after.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you on the side. If you want to know what happened to me,
Kind of.
leave a comment. And maybe I'll tell you next episode. But probably not.
It'll be on our Patreon.
Yeah. Our non-existent Patreon. Don't go looking for it.
Yeah, that's true. We should, yeah. When we joke about that, we have to say we don't actually have a Patreon. But one day we will, and Katie's sex story is going to be episode number 1.
Yep. Yeah, yep. Oh, God. How fucked up did you think it was?
Oh, 1 out of 5.
Okay.
It started with the tail thing, her like pulling the hair out, and then it just
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
What about you?
1.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that scene, or
well, that and like the idea of the cat dying, and it was just all so toned down. Like this could have been easily a 3, a 4, maybe not a 4, but a 3, had they put everything from the book in it.
Yeah.
But they had the chance to go all out. And I understand why they didn't, but I'm not happy.
I don't.
Well, they wanted to make it more accessible.
But this feels like the year to not do that.
Why?
I mean, The Substance is getting award nominations.
True.
That movie did not hold back. So,
Ew.
like, if a movie like that is now all of a sudden being accepted in the mainstream, I feel like now's the time to really fucking go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying.
I mean, I wish they had.
I wish they had too. I was really excited to see them just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Overall, what did you think of the film Nightbitch?
I think this is still a good movie. It's beautifully made, very thoughtful. It's relatable to at least like 35% of the population, even more if you include like the dad or people who can relate to the husband. I really loved the director's approach to production and kind of creating a really safe environment for the kids. That's important to me. And I think it was really reflected in the final product. It was very believable and clear that there was a lot of trust built between the cast and the crew and the kids. It felt real. It felt like grounded despite being about a literal werewolf. But it's not, I know they were trying to make it this way, but it's not really an accessible movie. I think it's important. I think people should watch it because it does a really good job sort of illustrating motherhood and that kind of like loss of identity that comes with it. But it's not for everyone. I can totally acknowledge that. There are things missing from the book that I wish that were included. All to say, I gave it a 3.5.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like as a mother, I have to give it a little higher than maybe I would critically. But I gave it a 3.5. How about you?
All right. Yeah, I think this wasn't made for me, right? I'm not a parent. I have no plans to become one. This reinforced my idea that I do not want to do that. But yeah, I really wish that they would have pushed it more. I think it could have been really cool. And I also think that there is a way to make otherwise inaccessible things accessible. Like one of my favorite, well, no, my favorite horror movie this year is about the trans experience. I'm not trans. That movie was still deeply relatable to me. So I think that there is a way to kind of toe that line and make it for, at least have things in it that relate to other people or that you can grab onto. And I feel like I'm usually pretty good at that. And I wasn't able to do that in this one. I'm an empath. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely fell short for me. I feel like if they would have, even if it wasn't relatable, but they had pushed that aspect and really went balls to the wall, I still think it could have been a really fun experience. But as it is, it just felt so timid and so almost scared to push it. Not scared to say what it wanted to say, but that also kind of felt a little hand-holdy where they were just kind of, again, I feel like this worked better as a book, and I haven't even read the book. But at least in a book, you're reading someone's internal thoughts and it doesn't feel exposition-y or kind of like clunky, but it did kind of feel like that in the movie when she's just going on these long-winded, like in her head rants. So yeah, all in all, it didn't work for me. I do still think Amy Adams was incredible. I think it was beautifully shot. I gave it a 2.5. Split it right down the middle.
Fair. Honestly, better than I thought you'd give it.
Yeah, no, I didn't hate it. It just wasn't. I was just begging it to be what it could have been.
Yes. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, would you survive?
I'm doing it right now. I'm living proof.
You are thriving.
Thriving. Well, I don't know about thriving, but I am alive for the time being. So, yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
You?
No, I would pass immediately. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think I could endure motherhood. It would not be my choice, though.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Well, unless it was like
in California, your choice. So.
Yeah, for now, it is my choice. We'll see how the next. No, we're not gonna even think about that. Let's not. But yeah, no, I think I could do it, and I would. Like if my sister doesn't have kids, but like if like a family member, passed and I like had to take a kid in, I would do it because I love them.
Yeah. My goal is to just hold out until Evelyn's old enough to fend for herself, and then you can have her as her godmother.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
I'll do all the hard part, then I'll die, and then you can have her.
If everyone who I loved who has kids could just hold out.
Until they can at least fend
That'd
for
be great.
themselves.
Yeah, that's ideal, but
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to predict next week's movie?
Better watch out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I would like to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Better Watch Out is a Christmas horror film about a murderer who dresses up like Santa. It's like all the other Christmas horror films. He dresses up like Santa and he comes down people's chimneys and leaves bombs in their houses.
Wow, bombs, huh?
Bombs. Yep. And then he goes out the front door because you can't get back up the chimney because you're not.
Of course.
Actually,
you're
bad,
not actually
you're just
Santa.
like a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that way, if he's coming down the chimney, if he gets caught by the kid of the family, he'll be like, "Ho ho ho! I'm just Santa. Didn't you see me come down the chimney?"
Of course.
And then he'll still leave the bomb, and then he'll leave out the front door. But it's just he's creating like an alibi for himself that he actually is Santa. So yeah, that about sums it up.
Yeah.
He's just like a bomber.
Got it. Okay, so bomber Santa Claus kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
How does it end? Does he get caught? Or is there a sequel? Better Watch Out. Better
Watch Out 2.
Yeah, I was
Better
trying to think
not
about
cry.
it. Better Not Cry. I was like, what is the next line of the song?
That would actually be a really good name for a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. Better than I Know What You Did Last Summer, followed by its remake, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I was thinking better than Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too.
Excellent point.
Nobody's ever fumbled a sequel title as hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it ends. No, the bomber gets away with it.
Okay.
You know what he does?
Yeah.
He's dressed as Santa, and somebody's like, "Oh my God, that's the bomber! I watched him drop a bomb in, like an actual bomb, in a stocking or something in my house." And then they're like chasing him, and he runs through one of those like bar crawls, the bar crawls where everybody is dressed as a Santa.
Oh yeah, and then he gets lost.
That's how he escapes. But at that point, it's Christmas Eve, and the day is over, and he's not going to pretend to be Santa on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All of the Santa stuff happens on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we just got to wait until next year when he strikes again.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. What year did this movie come out?
2016.
Okay, so there's a chance that there's a pub crawl of Santas involved.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. No? Oh. Man.
I'm sorry, this is not about a bomber Santa.
That's too bad. It sounds kind of fun.
It does. Yeah, I would watch it.
We're going to have to go back through all these ideas, find the best ones, and just make a movie. There's bound to be one good one. I feel like there was a good one.
Yeah. I feel like you've had many ones that could do very well.
Thank you.
You've had some, a few Neons and a few Blumhouses.
Maybe like one A24?
Yeah, Santa Bomber is definitely the A24 one.
Oh, God. Yeah, A24, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah. Cool. I'm excited to watch this. It's been a while since I've seen it. Like 2 years, I think. But yeah, a little Christmassy horror one for our episode for Christmas Eve.
Hooray!
I know, I'm excited.
Wow, I can't believe it's already almost Christmas.
I know.
Christmas.
Yes, Camilla.
Did you see her interview about that?
Yeah, she was like, I still think I said Christmas. I'm like, you don't hear it? Quizmaze.
It would have been so much fucking funnier had she said, "Oh yeah, I definitely said Quizmoys."
Yeah, I don't
I lean into it.
yeah, I don't think she's that girl though. You know what I mean?
She's not funny.
No.
Okay.
I don't get that vibe from her.
Whatever.
Nothing wrong. I don't know the girl, but I'm just saying, from interviews and stuff, she doesn't seem like she has that relatable humor type of vibe.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
Christmas.
Quizmaze.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Please.
Follow us on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. But that's
Yeah.
it.
Maybe those ones, because TikTok might not be around in January.
Shit, yeah. Don't forget about Instagram. Do that.
Yeah. Instagram. I've been posting our TikToks on Reels and on YouTube Shorts now, so
Wow, thank you.
feel free to keep up with us there if the end of days happens and TikTok gets banned.
Wow, it would be so great if Vine came back right now.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
They
well,
would
that
just
was only
take
6 seconds, so they could increase it, though.
Yeah, they could increase it. And all we
Yeah.
need is 6 seconds.
All we need is 6 seconds. But yeah, feel free to let us know in the comments your worst shower sex story.
Oh my God.
And we'll see you next week for Better Watch Out. And also next week is the holidays. If you do celebrate, please have a wonderful, safe holidays.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. Happy holidays.
Happy
All of them.
holidays.
Bye.
All of them. Every single one.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I cut off your bye. Bye!
Bye.